actually specific in the context of, would you be comfortable, man or woman, gay or straight, or anything in between, would you be comfortable dating someone who identifies as bisexual? Now, I know that not only taps into the cultural zeitgeist of the gay community, but also the straight community. Because I know several gay people who think that people who are bisexual are just people who are kind of in a holding pattern to be gay, to be homosexual. And then is the uncomfortability factor for someone who is identifies as heterosexual, the uncomfortability factor of, or actually the insecurity of feeling like, will I be able to provide all that this person needs, because they seemingly need both genders in order to be fulfilled. But I think the thing that is interesting is Carlton identified as being bisexual, but identified it in the way of he is oftentimes attracted to different sexes because he is attracted to people. He is not thinking about, sexually what that means. He is just thinking about mentally what that means. And so I know that, there's several people who kind of move in that space of, who can basically fall in love with any gender because, they're not really thinking about it in terms of actual sexual orientation, right? So I guess from that standpoint, I don't think that Diamond understood that what he was saying is, it's not about you being able to sexually fulfill me or not. I am in love with you because of who you are. And I get into relationships based off of who people are. And you see in the scene when he tells her that she is seemingly very understanding about his revelation and even goes so far as to comfort him. She gives the illusion that what she's most perturbed with by his revelation is that he didn't reveal it to her earlier. And so, therefore, she tells him that she needs some time, what have you. It's funny because I think that, and we all know this, that oftentimes when a woman reveals herself as bisexual to a heterosexual man, he thinks that that is just kind of more love for him. Like, that's going to be more for him. And so a lot of times when I hear women who are kind of, who identify as such, without knowing whether or not it is a physical or a mental buy-in, I often think the same as men. Like, you're just buying into the physical aspect of it. Well, at any rate, Diamond and Carlton, child, they meet up later and basically go off on each other. He calls her a bitch, tells her that her wig is slipping off her head. She throws a drink at him, and it just basically doesn't go anywhere from there. And I wish that, now I haven't seen future episodes, but I do wish that that situation would have been shown in a different light. I wish that it wasn't the stereotypical light of, oh, well, he's bisexual, therefore to me he's gay and I'm not having it. You know what I mean? Like, I wish that Black women could be shown in a different light outside of being intolerant. Because I think that when you see it modeled in front of you, you are there by having a compass to which to navigate through. I think oftentimes we don't get to see Black women in that way. We get the intolerant, attitude, neck switching girl. And so therefore there's never a compass for us to navigate through the murky waters of sexual orientation and how you deal with that in a relationship. They also dealt with age difference. There was one couple who the woman was 10 years older than the guy. You know what I found interesting? They grouped the women together and the men together. They had two different living situations at the very beginning of the show. And I found it funny that once one woman came in and said, hey, he told me he loves me and I'm married, all of the other women instantly seemed as though that is what they were jockeying for. You know what I mean? Like, and the men, once they got together, they kind of revealed themselves to be a little bit more trepidatious in terms of how do they approach a unique situation like this. Loving blindly is, I think, probably the best recourse in terms of really being able to get into someone, not for who you're seeing on the outside, but for who they truly are. I think I would do it. And I think for the most part, in a lot of ways, when you are dating on an app, that is what you're doing, even though the precipice for that is that you are actually just choosing a face. But you never know what you're going to get because you could be getting catfished. I have literally seen different profiles on the Nasty Girl apps where I'm like, I know this is not this person's picture. This is like some Instagram person and they just literally used their picture. And I guess the other part is that when you have to really just get to know someone and not have it be marred by premature sex, I guess that allows you to really make decisions that you otherwise probably wouldn't make because you had sex too quickly. So yeah, I found it very interesting. I liked the show. I think I will continue to watch. Mike, here's a question to you guys. Do you guys think that sex ruins a relationship if it happens too early? Do you? I don't know. I feel like I've been in both situations where I've waited and also where I just was like, oh, fuck it. Mama needs to have a good time and she needs to wet her whistle. So I can't breathe. So therefore, for me at least, it has been my experience that premature physical encounters can only serve, for me at least, to ruin the relationship. I know that we have taken the intimacy out of sex. We are at the point now where people find kissing more intimate than a physical encounter. You know what I mean? Like, that's the place that we're at in life. And so it's almost like that giving of yourself to someone the magic surrounding that is gone. So when you do it now, it's kind of like, this is a part of me that I've given to a lot of people, so there is no magic in that. But I still think that you can stave off your physical desires in order to invest in who someone is without the confusion of premature physical encounters. But that's just my opinion. Yeah. So I was talking to someone who, that I met through a social app, not a dating app. And, which we're on to another subject. So I just wanted to get y'all opinion on this. So I'm talking to someone that I met through a social app, right? And we have been, and this is kind of like a little Love is Blind situation. We have been communicating, via telephone call or via text or whatever for some time now. And when I say some time, it's probably been like a week or 2 weeks maybe. And initially this person was very much like, oh, hey, sweetie, good morning, darling. Or, they were just a little bit, they were softer with their delivery. And then for the past couple of days, though, they've been kind of like, hey, there is no genteelness with their delivery, with their salutation. And I don't know, it's an energy shift. I realized that there was an energy shift. Now, have you ever been talking to someone and had them switch their energy on you and you realize it and say something to them and they're like, what are you talking about? I don't know what it is you're saying. You can't start me out with filet mignon and then try to give me a bologna sandwich and pass it off to me like it's a filet mignon. If you are going to start me out, light me up in a particular way at the very beginning of our courtship, you have to follow through with it. Because once you start with the good morning baby text and those turn into, hey, and it's not even a good morning anymore, it's just morning, I'm going to realize that there's been an energy shift. And I'm going to say, what's up? Like, what's going on? And if you throw back at me, I don't know what you're talking about, you're gaslighting me and I don't have time for that. So such is the case between me and this gentle sir. And he basically keeps saying to me, I don't know what you're talking about. And I don't know how much more I don't know what you're talking about I have left in me. I don't feel like I have much more. So is it fair for me to just basically cut him off at this point? Because I've identified to him that your energy has shifted. You were coming at me one way at the beginning and now you're kind of like abrupt and cold. And I don't really get what's going on. But do you need to wait around to hear someone say that they're no longer interested? Or do you just take what they're giving and move on? I've chosen to just take it and move on. I can't keep identifying to you that something is wrong and you keep telling me nothing is wrong, but you keep acting like something is wrong. I don't have time for that. Anyway, have any of you tried this new Canada Dry Bold? I hear that it is the elixir to kill all elixirs, and it has come to basically cure corona, cure the flu, cure anything that the girls possibly have. So I would like to say to Canada Dry, please send me a box of your finest Canadian Dry Bold ginger ale. Thank you. Because yes, I am from the school that ginger ale does heal all kind of things. All right, so let's get into this week's The Angry Orchard is what we're calling this segment. All right, so where do we start? I know y'all want to talk about the Red Table Talk. So, Oh, you guys.